Great point.
Yeah, that it. Yeah.
Similar to last week, wasn't it, in the sense that it was the first half where you just didn't appear at the races, but in the second half there was just so much more apparently from an attacking.
Yeah. Listen, I thought Brighton started the game really well. We're disappointed with the goal, but I think I have to look past that. And the first 25 minutes in particular, yeah, they moved us about and really exploited the spaces. We tried to be aggressive with it, but you can sort of preempt what they're going to do. But the players on the pitch, for them, solved the problems as well. So they kept moving us about too much, too often, and exploiting the space. But the good thing was, I thought we showed a lot more calmness as the game went on, which meant that we were more comfortable with them having the ball, but having the ball in front of us. But it was really important that we stayed in the game, and we got to half time and we could make two real simple changes without the ball, which helped us. And we certainly needed a better first pass when we won the ball back, which was missing in the first half, and also in possession in the first half. Even when we were composed and gotten the ball, generally 9 times out of 10 we'd end up back at Wes. Wes would have to go long and we've given him the ball back. Second half we needed the same composure to get on it, but more bravery to be the one playing the pass into the front three or the wing back between Brighton's midfield, which then allows us to play the game in their half a lot more. So those two things, better with the ball, more territory in their half, and also around Gilmore, not panicking, controlling where the first pass goes, allowed us to regain the ball in their half a lot more as well.
It'll look as though the game changed on the sending off, but it was just sort of 10 minutes before then United were looking and threatening to come back into the game, but the quality on the ball, there was a lot of frustration from yourselves and other teammates that you were getting some really good
but listen, we can't, I say all the time, so second half I was pleased with all of it. We're going to make mistakes. And my expectations is that we're brave, we get on the ball, we're brave, we pass it, we try and get forward, we try and commit bodies. And I can't be criticising then when we're sloppy trying to do that. So yeah, it is frustrating at times, of course it is, and we'll keep trying to improve that. But yeah, we're always going to be working on things like that. We're not going to be the finished article.
First point on the road as well, and it's good for that point that you've won against a top team as well. Yeah,
I think I've just said it in there when I was asked. You're about the 5th person to say that about point away off the bottom, that type of thing, but it's sort of irrelevant. What is pleasing is how we've played against a good team, who I thought were very good how they started the game, caused us problems, and we showed a lot of character to stay in the game, but more, it was a composure. Even in the first half when they had so much of the ball, we started to control where they had it, which is just over the centre circle. And I think that realisation then at half time allowed us just to change a couple of things and affect their first pass, and then we could press it. So yeah, the important thing was staying in the game massively.
How big is it psychologically to just come off the bottom?
No, maybe, like I say, it probably is because everyone keeps mentioning it, but I'm not bothered, not yet.
4 points going into the break, which is a huge 4 points. It eases the pressure, but it's just got you going, hasn't it, at a good time?
Yeah, it's always about the points. I could sit and say lots of reasons why we've not been able to pick up points. How we started the season, final moments, minutes in games, home and away, we could have, should have, maybe. But until you get them, they're just excuses. So yeah, it's really important. It's about the points, and we want to make sure that we keep picking up the points. I think the pleasing thing for me is certainly in the last 2 games. There's been moments in all the games, but certainly in the last 2 games, it's been us that's been the stronger team, finishing the game, and that's what I want to see. And that gives me, the players, and the fans a huge lift when you're seeing that. You're not getting in front and clinging on. You're not. I want to do that as well. By the way, I want to make sure we can win those type of games, but we're getting the rewards for trying to be positive. And regardless, we've come away to a top team in the second half. We had a real go and stepped onto them.
Thank you.
Paul, we probably saw more of, or it seems as though we saw more of Mark Hudson alongside you in the technical area than in other games. How important was he in helping you to just, say in that first period when Brighton moving you around, in just helping you find those solutions?
But if you say I speak to them all, generally it's about different things.
Yeah.
Hud's today was about. So we decided to stay with the back three. They're one of the best teams. They try and really exploit that space in front of your centre backs, and you see they try and two centre forwards. We don't even call them that. They'll go under the ball, and then they'll play a pass into that space, and it's the wingers coming in. So we always wanted to make sure we had a spare centre back. So Hud's job was to make sure that was happening all the time. Brighton quickly figured out that we were dealing with that, and then started moving Dahoud as well the other side. So we're man for man. Then he was standing on one side overloading Georges, which gave Jayden a problem. Listen, it was a good battle like that. They're a good side. Yeah, and when I watch the game, but we always look, what did we get right? The subs, the lead up, things like that. I'll be looking back to see if the information we were giving during half time was good, because yeah, you're certainly picking up on those little changes that they make, which can be tough to deal with.
And it seemed as though once you had the one-man advantage, you sort of gambled a bit more.
The instructions are, because no matter what they do, we can step onto them, go man for man all over the pitch, and still have the spare man at the back. So regardless what they do, then it's almost, because the message was just forget about it. We're not playing a system. We're going man for man against them, and having the spare man at the back, and it just made it that little bit simpler.
But is it for everyone, or just about recognising the moment, and the fact that the obviously goes off gives you spaces to exploit?
How do you mean? When we had,
I mean, for example, in the goal, Trusty was quite high up the field, wasn't he?
Too high at that moment, to be fair. No, but what it was, the good thing was Luke had filled in, so when we generally play that shape, obviously Austin's not played that a lot for us at the moment in time, but we would always encourage that centre-back to go. I felt in the second half, Brighton's moments would come on the counter with the players they've got, the two wingers, when João Pedro came on. But Austin had gone high and wide, and Luke had actually tucked in, so we were pretty safe. But yeah, he regained it well. There's actually a couple of real good passes, and then a wing back. When you play wing backs against a back four, you try and play central passes to narrow them up and get your wing back down the side. And yeah, luckily for us, we managed to do that.
Did you enjoy? I mean, just touched on it there. Do you enjoy testing yourself against the coach who's really good at that?
Only when you win. Like today, I'll take it. But yeah, it's part of the game, and getting the preparation right in the week is our job, and trying to get good instructions on. But you have to affect the players. Do you know what I mean? I say all the time if we're doing anything tactical, anything, unless you believe it, unless you're willing to go out there and really step on and make it happen, it's irrelevant. I can be saying anything. The information could be spot on. Your timing of it could be good. But if you cannot affect the players, it's irrelevant. So yeah, that's all part of it.
And is that the real significance of these 4 points, that they will believe now because they've seen the end product?
Yeah, because we've got lots of, when I speak, we'll know what I'm talking about, and you can reference games, moments, atmospheres which we've managed to create. But we've also got a lot who don't know what I'm talking about regarding that. Certainly the last home game, the most pleasing thing for me was seeing how the players celebrated and how the fans celebrated with the players, and to see some of the new players involved in that was excellent.
Well, good. I just asked one international break now, Paul. What's the plan now?
Much detail. Why are you so vague?
Much detail you want to get?
So
I presume there'll be a bit of focus on trying to get Nil and Ollie back.
they'll be back. We'll have them back. Yeah.
Anybody else? Would that you can push?
No, we'll have them back. So yeah, focus on them next week. Some good couple of physical testing and some good sessions for the boys who are with us next week. But like I said, we've got a big game coming up against Bournemouth, but we'll not have everyone back until the end of the week after, which is always frustrating for me. But we'll have a couple of boys back. We'll be able to get some good work into some players, and we also some who need a bit of need to get on like top of Cameron's workload at the minute. Who's done great. Jayden's carrying something. Obviously, Vinny's had a knock in his back today. Macca's was just cramped, so it'll be. Generally, I'm not a fan of international breaks. I'd rather keep going, but I think this one hopefully will be a good one for us.
Because you normally have a lot of players away because of the amount of internationals you've got, but a lot of those are
injured.
So
Yeah.
does that allow you then, because of that, to maybe work more on preparation for Bournemouth? Because of the fact that the majority of those players.
Yeah, we still always do it, but when we plan the week out, we'll plan out what certain players would need to see or experience on the pitch, and save that for the Thursday or the Friday. Yeah. So, but we won't do anything this week on that. The following week, yeah.